Hi Internet, welcome to my channel. I am Udoka. On my channel I talk about my mental health journey and also whatever I want. Tends to be gossip topics, things like that. My cat is meowing in the background. That's just like how she likes to communicate. So if you're into hot takes of mental health, then make sure you subscribe to this channel and please like the video when you actually like the video. And today I'm not talking about any hot takes. I'm talking about ketamine assisted psychotherapy. I just wanted to make a dedicated video to it in case anybody out there is wanting to learn about it and considering it, wanting more information, wanting experiences on it, because I know when it comes to treatments, it's really hard to find people's experience. So I am doing ketamine assisted psychotherapy because I have been dealing with an anxiety issue that's just, it has been through the roof and unmanageable and unceasing. Mind you, I have ADHD, depression, and when I started doing, I actually did ketamine infusion therapy for drug-resistant depression, and I take ADHD medication. And so even with those fixes in place, the anxiety was still there and just unceasing and relentless. So I wanted to do this kind of therapy because I was doing just normal talk therapy and it just didn't seem to be enough. I just felt like I didn't feel like I was making progress or going to make progress. So I decided to do this because my ketamine clinic said that they were offering it. I'm going to read to you what it is. They say ketamine assisted psychotherapy is a unique modality of psychotherapy whereby taking advantage of the ego-dissolving properties of low-dose oral ketamine, individuals are able to lower their defenses temporarily and explore their story safely with a trained psychotherapist. So with a psychotherapist present and speaking to the psychotherapist, you're under the influence of low-dose ketamine, you're able to get further. So when I go in for a session, mind you, I think this is also pretty typical that before the session, you're wondering, do I need to go to therapy? Am I just bugging? Is this really gonna help? I still have those questions before every friggin' session. But I go. They have me pee in a cup for testing pregnancy and testing, drug usage. Then they take my blood pressure. They give me a little, kind of like a cough drop. You don't chew it, you don't swallow it. You just pop it in your mouth and just let it dissolve in your mouth. Your mouth kind of goes numb. But once I pop it in my mouth, I take my blood pressure again, and then the psychotherapist comes in and we start talking. When I had my first session, she was asking me more about what are my issues, trying to map what my issue is and what goals that I had for treatment. When you take the ketamine, now, mind you, I've never done ketamine recreationally, so I don't know what that feels like, but I have done ketamine treatment for depression intravenously and orally. Intravenously, I take 50 milligrams. It sends me to La La Land. Orally, I would need 300 milligrams to go to La La Land. So when I come in for ketamine assisted psychotherapy, I'm given 50 milligrams orally, and it gives me a sensation like I'm drunk. That's the physical sensation that I get. Some people might experience nausea. I don't experience nausea at that dose. I definitely would feel nauseous at a higher dose. But at that dose, I don't feel nauseous, so I don't need anti-nausea medication. I just feel like I'm drunk and I feel chill. And what I have found is that it definitely helps me be able to just more readily share what's on the tip of my tongue. The therapist will ask, you said that you're having anxiety. How does that actually feel? Where do you feel it? What are the qualities of that feeling? And I'm able to just communicate what comes to mind. Whereas without the ketamine, I don't know, I think it would involve, we need more talking to just get to how I feel, just because, I don't know, you without being under the influence, you're more aware of what you're saying, and you might over intellectualize things. You might keep yourself from sharing things because you're overthinking. But when you're under the influence, you're able to share more readily. And for me, it makes me feel more readily. I'm able to feel like I'm not trying to block any feeling or anything. I feel just more open to explore whatever's there. Even today, I asked the therapist, do you think that someone with my issues could ever just feel normal and just accomplish daily tasks without this emotional drama every day, the way other people do? I definitely don't think I would have asked that if I wasn't under the influence, because I don't know, rationally I'm like, yeah, maybe, yeah, duh, don't need to ask that. But when you have the ketamine in your system, you are just so much more open. And so I think it makes you more open to receiving the feedback as well. Like what the therapist shared with me today, if I wasn't on ketamine, I would have taken it and I would have just done with it whatever little mental gymnastics. I think we all just do little mental gymnastics. But under the influence, I'm like, yeah, I don't know. It's like the ketamine helps me just get it faster, if that makes sense. And I've had that experience when I do the ketamine for depression, so you get a much heavier dose. I've had that experience where something comes in my mind, I just get it. Like a problem or issue pops up in my mind and it's instantly resolved. So maybe, I don't know, maybe ketamine has that effect, a little bit of that effect when you take it. So the therapy session is about an hour. My therapist, she's a psychotherapist and she's CBT, and I really like that combination, and I really like my therapist. Oh, why is this music on? All right. I really like my therapist as well. So for me, I'll pop it in my mouth. We start talking. Maybe 5 minutes in, I start to feel it. And now she's having us to like let her know when we're feeling it, so we can just like take a second and breathe it in. And then it gets maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes after that, I feel the height of it. And then it starts slowly coming down, or stay stagnant and slowly coming down. Today I went in on an empty stomach, so that lasted that pill lasted longer. But usually if I come in and I've eaten breakfast or whatever, I feel okay-ish. Like even before the end of the session, I feel like I'm sobering up. After each session, or as we wrap up the session, she gives me some homework. She's really good at affirming my progress, and then we schedule when we'll see each other next. You definitely need someone to drive you, because you're just, it's like you're drunk. It feels like you're drunk, and your hand-eye coordination, it feels like you're drunk as well. Even if you like cognitively feel sobered up, your body is still a little, be careful. So, yeah, usually my partner just takes my hand, walks me out to the car. We drive home. I usually just want to keep sitting in the car. It's really good to take a nap. I don't take a nap though, because I have to get back to work. But my progress so far, I'm actually really impressed. I didn't know. Actually, I can't say I didn't think. I didn't know if this would make a difference at all. But my anxiety has, I went from having like this really, really bad specific anxiety problem to, after 3 sessions, I'm back to my normal level of anxiety. And actually that's really exciting for me, because I've always wanted to work on this kind of baseline anxiety that I've had, but I just never had the opportunity. This baseline anxiety that we're currently working on, I've had it for so long, and I've had it with depression, and it just got to the point where it was really feeding into depression, and it got to the point where we had to focus on the depression before anything else. And then once we figured out the depression, then it's like we have to work on this ADHD. And now it's like, and then I feel like, oh, okay, I'm good now, right? And then this new, like, super inflamed version of anxiety came, and it's like, we have to work on that. And that required a lot of dismantling. And now I feel like I'm back to the beginning, like back to a new, fresh start. So I'm actually really interested to see with my remaining sessions. I think I only have 2 more sessions, and I think I can do more if I want to. But we'll see if this anxiety that I think just comes from having ADHD, and just having, what comes with adult ADHD. You're just so used to messing it up and not getting it right, and all those feelings. I'm interested to see how ketamine assisted psychotherapy will help with this baseline anxiety that that I've never been able to get a hold of. So far, this has been 100% worth it for me, clearly. It is $200 a session for individual therapy. I think they are working on trying to get group therapy, which is obviously cheaper. I don't know if I don't think insurance covers it. I don't know. I doubt it. My insurance is so bad that I just don't even ask, but it's $200 a session. Money well spent. And when it comes to mental health, I just feel like it's just one of those things where you have to figure out the money, like just do whatever you can for that money part, because it's not like a computer where, you know what, I'll just get the cheaper model. You know, I'll just wait another year for the new phone model to come out. It's not like that. When it comes to your mental health, like whatever help you can get now and however much it is, it's worth it. Because I feel like for the first time ever, actually, for the first time ever, I feel like I have hope that I can have control of my life. And that's there's nothing more important than that, in my opinion. So if you have any questions about my experience with ketamine assisted psychotherapy or my thoughts, please leave a comment below. I've had depression. I've tried many antidepressants, had success with ketamine treatment for depression. I have ADHD. I've tried many ADHD medications. I've tried different types of therapy as well. So I've had a lot of personal experience around mental health and the treatments. And I'm not shy, so you can like literally ask me anything about like my mental health story, and I'll be happy to share. I hope this helps somebody out there, and until next time, much love, much luck. Peace out.